They attack all of us for the same reason. All of us catch hell from the same enemy. We're all in the same bag, in the same boat. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. All of them from the same enemy. The government has failed us. You can't deny that. Anytime you live in the 20th century, 1964, and you walking around here singing, "We shall overcome," the government has
failed. If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the Renault Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
You know, folks, I'm making this video and you will see Anton Daniels on it. This is not solely about Anton Daniels, but he is the mascot, the proverbial mascot for ninjas who blindly follow the likes of a Trump or give you the false assumption that the U.S. government is for you, black man, is for you, black woman. So yes, I'm using Anton Daniels because recently he has put out a slew of videos congratulating Trump and our U.S. servicemen who invaded Venezuela and removed Maduro. Please stay tuned. I have a lot to say, but let's listen to some of Anton Daniels real quick.
Our lifetime, we getting patriotism back. We are dealing with illegal migrants coming into this country. We've already stopped wars in Iran. We've stopped in African countries, things from happening over there. And he's dealing with and he's addressing with multiple different issues on multiple different fronts. While at the same time, Democrats over here are looking for anything, any needle in a haystack to try to say something against him. Meanwhile, you have people that have actually experienced true dictatorship, a regime that refused to honor what the election was in Venezuela. The Biden administration even had.
I just want to get this straight, folks. I am by no means a Democrat. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But I'm also not a Republican. Me and my twin brothers since high school made a conscious decision to truly be an independent. In every sense of that phrase, independent. So I'm not attached to either plantation. When I'm getting on Anton Daniels as the spokesperson for the perfect, never questioning black man who's patriotic, who's all in on whatever his government does, that ain't me, Jack. But that doesn't mean I'm a liberal. I truly believe I'm an independent. And in saying that, I really believe we should mind our business in what this country does with the likes of a Venezuela, especially if you're black. It'll all make sense. Bear with me. The United States could not get their hands on Hugo Chavez. So how did we get here today with Maduro? Hugo obviously being Maduro's predecessor. I won't even pretend to paint him as an angel. What I do know is the U.S. invasion of Venezuela, resulting in President Maduro's capture. Yesterday under Trump's press conference, that capture was officially justified by this administration under the anti-drug trafficking and narco-terrorism charges. Oh boy. In 2000, officially, the U.S. indicted several Venezuelan groups as well as Maduro's government as terrorists. Evil terrorists. You all know this game, right? Those of you who actually paid attention to history have seen this time and time again.
So this is a little bit of foreshadowing information, right? That this could expand into more strikes on Venezuela. And to your point, Cenk, the Trump administration, this anti-war president has bombed like 6 different countries in his second term. It hasn't even been 12 months yet. It's insane. Now, this attack comes after the U.S. Continues striking random fishing boats suspected of trafficking drugs. The New York Times published a pretty damning expose on some of the damage that's been caused. And, there's been one instance in which they think they might have found marijuana, but when it comes to the global drug trade, Venezuela is not a major player. If anything, they traffic cocaine, but even in that regard, it is a tiny percentage of the cocaine trade in the United States.
I always laugh at the notion of any man or woman, but especially black man like Anton, propping up this here President Trump as the greatest. Any one of these leaders that y'all prop up as the greatest, forgetting that they're freaking puppets. And how do you know, even if you didn't know anything about politics, but you remembered a Trump leaning on the notion that he's so anti-war and he's not going to get involved in any other country's affairs, yet already has bombed 6 different countries and been involved in God knows how many other nations' affairs. Like, some of y'all make me sick, and I just got to keep it a buck. Your king, Anton, is a puppet, like all the rest. Surprise, surprise.
Within 15 hours of the deadly U.S. military strikes in Venezuela,
U.S. hands on foreign soil!
Protesters hit the streets in downtown Denver, calling for accountability here at home.
My main worry is that we're going to be sucked into another prolonged 20-year war with no real end in sight.
We saw it in Iraq in 2003 with a takeover of a country that was no threat to us in the name of a resource, namely oil.
I don't have the answers, folks. In fact, even if I did, let's keep it a buck, you wouldn't care. And at this point, I don't think I care either. But what I do know is that I have seen certain YouTubers who are black like me, damn near in tears, boasting about Trump's press conference, boasting about U.S. dominance, saying we repeatedly, as if they had a personal stake in these political hit job games. Malcolm X once laughed at the notion of black men and women mentioning we and our while referring to their U.S. government. I'm laughing too, nigga. I seen the Anton Daniels of the world and others grandstand with their chest out as if they were a part of this invasion force sent to attack and kidnap a sovereign nation's head of state. And his wife, of all things, his wife. You know what, folks? While there are some things I like about Trump, because you can never fully dislike somebody in all of their aspect. But I will say this, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hated the detrimental positions and politics of the Democrats so much so, guys, that I think it made it easier for me to like Trump. And in saying that, I definitely was wrong. I know a lot of people won't admit it because they got caught up in the emotions of things, the array, the appeal, the propaganda that's always shoved down our throats from both sides of the aisle. But nobody wants to admit things, whether you're a Democrat and should admit the politics of Joe Biden was not good. And Kamala would have made it even worse. Just admit it. But in the same breath that I can say that, I can also say Trump, the proverbial puppet, because I don't think there's ever been a puppet like Trump. I was wrong to get caught up in the notion that somehow he was going to make this country better. He's no different. And I got to eat and take that L. I was wrong. I'm very happy for those of you that lasted to the end of this. Strategic indifference, man. It's a concept that should be adopted by the many of us, man. A lot that goes on with our so-called government, or rather this government, it's okay to take a back seat, y'all. Strategic indifference. Once again, we have too much to do in our own backyards before we worry about what the hell is going on with Venezuela. What the hell is going on with the military? It's all right. Let's go ahead and take a back seat, man. Some of y'all need to get off your fucking knees, man. Get off your knees. It's like y'all auditioning to get the biggest piece of meat your white master hands you. I'm just saying, man, that shit is crazy what I'm watching. And I'm just speaking in plain old fashioned language. Very rough, very to the core, because we don't have any more time to play around to pretend that we're going to get into geopolitics as if somehow it serves us. It benefits us when the U.S. are involved with their imperialistic games again. But this is Reset with Meshach. I am Meshach. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Don't forget to Spike Lee this joint. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Just had to get this one off of my chest. I don't know who I offend, but you know, a lot of niggas on these YouTube streets need to get off their knees. What say y'all, man? I'ma holla at y'all.